what lies in store for you. There's so many things to see and do. Summer, winter, spring, or fall. Your home in the Rockies has it all. So get up, get ready to start your day. The coffee's brewing, you're on your way. The fun is waiting outside your door. Good morning, Vail.
Good morning, and thank you so much for tuning in to TV8's Good Morning Vail for this Saturday, September 17th edition. It is crazy that we are over halfway through September already. I'm your host today, Maddie Evans, and we've got a great show in store for you for the next hour of Good Morning Vail. So snuggle up with a blanket, get your coffee, and let's spend some time together. There are some great national holidays for us to celebrate today, one of which being Dog Owner Awareness, or Responsible Dog Ownership Day, which this is an important day because it's important that you keep your fur friends safe and alive and happy and healthy. It's also Puppy Mill Awareness Day. So if you're someone who has maybe heard of a puppy mill, they're the worst. And they are just like terrible places, but they create really cute puppies, but that's no excuse. You should always adopt and not shop. And speaking of adopting dogs, we're going to actually introduce you to one who's available at the Eagle County Animal Shelter today. So stay tuned to meet Clyde. He is so handsome, and he definitely melted my heart when he came into the studio earlier this week. Now we've got some other great things happening. We're going to introduce you to one of my absolute favorite athletes. We're going to give you a look at everything taking place in and around our community, and then of course we're going to introduce you to Clyde, and we're going to do some cooking in the kitchen with Tracy Miller. Now, if you watch TV8 and you see all of the great programs that we have, Tracy Miller has a show, Colorful Cooking, and we're going to catch you up on that. We've got a lot going on today, and I'm excited to spend the next hour with you. But we're going to take a look at that local weather forecast. We've seen quite a bit of precipitation over the course of the last few days. Now, we're going to slowly see that make its way out over the weekend. First thing this morning, 48 degrees, a high of 71, 20% chance of precipitation, mostly sunny skies. We are expecting west-southwest winds at 5 to 15 miles an hour throughout the course of today. So if you are getting out there to do anything, just be prepared for that slight chance of precipitation. Now, as we take a look at Vail by the hour, you can see those clouds slowly increasing, and then that's going to bring us that real chance of precipitation around this 4 o'clock hour later. We will see that high set in between that 12 o'clock and 4 o'clock hour if you're getting out there to do anything. As we take a look at that I-70 corridor, the temperatures down in Denver slightly warmer, 82 degrees, 10% chance of precipitation, 71 here in Vail, 74 in Avon, 75 in Eagle. Slight chance of precipitation across that entire I-70 corridor right now. Now, as we take a look at Vail overnight tonight, temperatures cooling down, 40 degrees is our overnight low, 10% chance of moisture coming our way. Now, we are expecting to see that sunset just a little earlier. 7:13 is when that's going to go down. Wind shifting directions just slightly, coming out of only the west now, 5 to 15 miles an hour overnight tonight. As we take a look ahead into the next 5 days, though, beautiful sunshine coming our way tomorrow. That's going to continue into Monday. Mostly sunny skies on Tuesday. We will see a little bit of cloud coverage rolling in to bring us precipitation for Wednesday and Thursday. Increased chances of afternoon thunderstorms taking place on Wednesday. Now, those evening lows, that's what I'm interested in looking at right now, is they're starting to dip down. And as those dip down, that's going to help those leaves change colors just a little bit more. And it's going to help cool off the river temperatures, which is important for everyone who likes to get out there and fly fish. And then, of course, having that precipitation helps with everything. We're hoping that we see all that moisture that we had all summer long, that continues into the winter. We want to thank Lamina Jewelers for bringing you this weather report this morning. If you're looking for a great place to go shopping, they're your one-stop shop for all of your jewelry and fossil and mineral needs. So make sure you go check them out. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we've got more of the show.
Good morning, Vail. Good morning, Vail.
I told you we were going to introduce you to one of my favorite all-time ski athletes. We've been so lucky to have seen him compete here at Birds of Prey so many years in a row, and he's just an absolutely all-around incredible human and incredible athlete, and I'm talking about the one, the only, Ted Ligety. Now, I got to race for the Park City ski team, which is where his roots originated from, is that Park City ski team, and so he used to do a lot of work with us, and he's just like the sweetest and most incredible athlete, and so we're excited to introduce you to him, our sports director, Blake O'Rulian, and his childhood coach. Let's take a look.
Hey everyone, right now we are joined by two very special people here in Park City. It's Dar Hendrickson as well as Ted Ligety. Thank you both so much for being here. We really appreciate it.
It's our pleasure.
Yeah,
My
thanks.
pleasure anyway.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Well, we kind of came up with this idea because we thought to ourselves, well, obviously Ted, you have such an illustrious career, but as much as close as any relationship is, it's an athlete to a coach. I mean, it's unbelievable the things that both of you have probably been through together. And so we kind of just wanted to talk about the career that both of you have had together and kind of talk about all sorts of different stuff. So I guess the first thing is, Ted, how are things going? First of all, how are things going post-retirement, things like that?
Yeah, I've been retired from ski racing for just about a year and a half now, and it's good. It's nice, not having to go to the gym and like slog away all summer and be able to enjoy Park City more, especially during the wintertime and hanging out with the kids and all those things that I was missing a little bit being on the road. It's nice to be able to spend more time at home.
Yeah, and Dar, for you, what have things been like? I know Ted is retired, but what have you been up to in terms of skiing and coaching and things like that?
I still march forward, otherwise known as the plow horse. Maybe not as fast as I used to be, but still out there skiing with the kids on a regular basis. Friday afternoons we go out to the UOP, and Saturday, Sundays we're at the Park City Mountain, and that starts early December and goes right through middle April or somewhere about there.
It's super exciting that it's all starting up again so quickly.
Yeah,
I mean, it's already here. So
it's hard to believe.
You mentioned that working with kids and things like that. When did you meet Ted, and how did that all get started?
Well, the reality is I get the kids when they're 9 or 10, and I think Ted tried out and didn't even make the team as a 9-year-old.
I was going to throw that in there if you didn't throw that in there. Yeah,
right,
a little
so, I mean,
jab.
It's not
Didn't make
jab,
Devos.
It's not jab. There's a lot of kids that, and we maybe were a little more 10-year-old centric at the time, and and just he kept persevering, kept trying, and he came back second year, and he was just a fun kid to have on the team. He sprayed me once when I was buckling my boots, and do you remember that?
Yeah, I didn't do that again.
But there was another kid there. He started laughing, and I gave him a shove, and I said, "Stop it!" Right, yeah.
Well, Ted, so it looks like kind of almost like a Michael Jordan-esque story. You didn't make a team, it looks like, and then what happened from there? Did you have to start training more, or what happened from there, I guess?
Yeah, so I didn't make Dar's team at the first time around, but I love skiing and just ski racing, just ripping around the mountain. I think what's like awesome about like Dar's group is like, yes, you're on the Park City ski team, which is a racing team, but like, I don't know, I can't even count how many days we trained there. Probably not very many. Like we were mostly just ripping around the mountain, like charging. Like you learn like how hard you can push yourself and like straight lining down things or jumping off all the jumps there. Dar has like these little mental models of all the records off every jump, and so like we're always like trying to beat those, and every time you land or don't land, you're like looking to him to see if it was like a new record, and that's just like super fun. So like that was what is like so amazing about Dar's group is it's not just like about trying to like ski fast in gates, it's about like trying to like grow up on the mountain and like learn how to push your limits and have more fun out there.
Well, very clearly, like, you're so passionate about it, and of course, 5-time world champion, 2-time gold medalist, and things like that. Dar, what was it about Ted that separated him from the pack?
I don't really think it was much until he was a little older.
Yeah.
I mean, the reality is, I think your mother had told me a story. It was the Eric Hayes race at the beginning of the year where you were starting probably 160, no points, came home, and the girls had already run. It was on payday. He came home. And he said after that, his mother told me he changed. Something clicked in him that he didn't like being so far back, but the reality was that's where you start in ski race. You start at the back and you work your way up, and that's how it goes. And those kids that decide to persevere and stick with it and not let the downfalls get to them are those that are successful.
And Ted, was it kind of just you were tired of not being one of the best, or what was it? What was it that made you want to kind of flip a switch, I guess I should say?
Well, I had this like passion for ski racing, but I wasn't really good until I was probably 17 years old. I mean, I was like okay regionally, but like I'd get beat by other kids in the Park City ski team that are my same age, given like he was one of the best in the world at his age, but he'd beat me by like 7 to 10 seconds a race. Like I'd just be nowhere out there, but I still had the love and the drive for it, and so I worked hard at it. And as I got like more physically mature, and I think also like one of the things was that like not being good at that like middle teenage years allowed me to like experiment and play with my skiing more than I would have if I was like trying to stay on this like track of being, you know, this high level racer. I probably wouldn't have like allowed myself to experiment and play as much as I did on skis, and so being like kind of in a nowhere zone was liberating in that sense, and I think that ended up paying off later.
Yeah, I kind of want to switch gears a little bit and talk about, maybe go down memory lane a little bit with both of you. I kind of want to just ask, I'll go with Dar first and then I'll come back over to Ted. I'm just curious, maybe your favorite memory with Ted over the years training with each other.
You know, one thing I tell a lot of kids is that he skied all the time. He skied in the mornings. I'd be there. I worked at restaurants at night. I'd go in the morning to go do some skiing, and he'd be there skiing, and the other kids were not. And you know, him spraying me, I still remember that. He used to have a little one-piece suit.
Yeah, a little fluorescent one-piece suit. Yeah.
Right. and again, you know, people often ask me, do you have any future Olympians? And I don't put that on them. I don't even think that for them, because the road to get there is so far and so challenging. You know, I tried to be a good ski racer and I did fine, but I didn't back it up far enough of when I decided that I wanted to be that. And I didn't, you know, put in all those effort and all the years, because it's through just perseverance is the only way to succeed in ski racing.
Really quick before I get to you, Ted. Dar, you keep bringing up the word perseverance. What is it about Ted? What was it about his perseverance that you saw that was so much more than everyone else? I mean, clearly he's one of the most decorated people that you've ever been able to train, and so there must have been something about him that was special.
His love of skiing. He's mentioned a couple times about his love of skiing, and he loved to be out there, and he loved to. And once he started beating the other people, he said, "Take a look at my rear end, because you're never going to see it again." And they didn't. I still tell my kids that. Once you break through, you know, Ted was not the biggest kid.
Yeah.
Am I right? You were not the biggest kid on the team, and sometimes bigger kids in little kids sport have somewhat of an advantage.
Yeah.
But yet, it's that you have to have a drive. You have to love to be out there. It doesn't matter. His coach Sasha told me how his first trip to Chile, got there midday, and Ted's the only one who went out skiing, and everybody's going, "Well, you got to rest. You got to do this." And Sasha said he doesn't remember any of the other kids' names that were at that camp. And that just tells you, you know, how he kept after it, because it's not a road of all highs, and you have to, and I think all sports are that way.
Did your body ever break down? I mean, obviously, every athlete, their body breaks down, but did you ever think to yourself, like, maybe I should have taken a day off, or was it all worth it in the end?
I mean, when I was close to the end, I mean, that's when my body did break down. You know, when I was in my 30s, I definitely had a lot of, you know, not as many acute injuries. Like I blew out my knee like everybody does as a ski racer, but mine are of more of the chronic sense. And I think like that's partially for me being a little bit of a hammerhead, especially when I was younger on the ski team. So yes, if I were to like redo it all, I probably would have like rethought of how, especially on like the dryland side. I think like my entire life I skied a lot of miles. Like one of my big goals like a ski racer was I didn't want to be just like a one event skier. I wanted to ski everything. That started from when I was a kid, just like wanted to ski the whole mountain, and that required skiing more miles. So I think that overall was good for me, but I probably wasn't as like smart as I should have been in the gym and stuff like that though.
we kind of got on a tangent here, and so I did want to ask you still your favorite memory with Dar over the years.
Oh man, I mean it's funny because like so many of my best friends to this day I went through Dar's program with, so we like always have funny memories. I mean, whether it's like one of my like fondest memories is like going in like all these little jumps. Like there's a jump Moosehead, and like we would try to like go as far as we possibly could. And I think like, if I think back to Dars era, like I was also, like I wasn't the best or the fastest or whatever, but I was probably one of the most competitive. Like I wanted that like Moosehead record. That's like, I wanted that so badly. And they just like, I remember packing it in probably 20 times in a row, like full of just snow and just trying to stick it out, like having to land on the flats in order to get the record. And memories like that are just like straight lining down Thanes. Like he just like create all these little like fun competitions around the mountain. And it was, I mean, those were just like good times.
I kind of want to ask something. It's for both of you, really. When you have these incredible moments, winning gold, winning world championships, what is it like between the two of you? What is that moment like between the two of you?
You know, at the World Championships, excuse me, at Beaver Creek, you were ahead behind after the first run to Marcel Hirscher by .24. And I said, I knew he could win. I knew he could win. And I was down in the finish area and watch him come down, and it was just, I had never felt happier for another person in my whole life. I really hadn't, you know, how he had earned this, and he took it on. He took it on. And I remember it was kind of after the flower ceremony, and I said, Ted, and you said, Dar, right? Kind of, he was in the finish area, and I was a little bit up in the stands, but yeah.
And for you, I mean, what has it been like, you know, 20 years the two of you trained together, more than that, I would say, or is that accurate,
well,
or was
well,
there
he was actually, I'm like one of the few kids that actually had Dar twice.
Yep.
So it was like my first 2 years in the Park City ski team.
Yep,
so,
that's right.
But like Dar's had this amazingly long career with the Park City ski team, longevity, like had so many different generations. So like I would come back to Park City and he's still around, still a mainstay. I always like joke with him that he needs to stick around. So, you know, my kids can get the Dar experience. But just like a mainstay, like at the end of the season, like I'd give him a bunch of bibs from the races for the kids, and he'd bring over like the newspapers and sign them at the end of the year. So one of the few coaches that I had since I was a little kid that I still stay in touch with.
Last thing from me, I just wanted to ask each of you just one word to describe the relationship that you two have and the career that you two have been able to build together.
Ooh, that's one word.
One word.
On my side, it's respect. It's respect.
Yeah, gritty. I think Dar makes gritty kids.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Well, thank you both so much for sitting down with us today. We love seeing the camaraderie between the two of you, and it's so fun to be able to watch. So thank you so much for joining us today. We really appreciate it.
Well, thank you.
Thanks.
I'm blessed.
Good morning, Vale. Good morning, Vale.
Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. It's that time of the morning where we're going to talk about all of the great things that you can still go participate in here in our community. There's a lot happening for the course of the next couple of weeks before we start to see these cooler temperatures really take place. Now in Avon, there's a great activity for the whole family to get out and enjoy. I've loved the entire concert series they've done all summer long, and I'm excited that there's one more amazing show for us to get out there and enjoy, and that is the Heart and Soul Music Festival. If you're looking for something fun to do with the family, this goes from 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. There's amazing artists coming, and it's just a great time. You can see the venue with the stage and then the sunsets right in that big open window like that picture right there. It's breathtaking, and then there's the water behind it, and then you've got Beaver Creek up to the left of you, and so it's just really fun to enjoy that space, get out there, dance. I like to go rollerblade around the lake only because I think it's just a ton of fun to listen to that live music and soak up that sunshine while we still can. Now, speaking of live music, we've still got some great artists coming to join us here in the Vail Valley, and the place to go see them is at the Valar Performing Arts Center. With just over 530 seats, there's not a bad seat in the house. It's a beautiful venue to enjoy some great live music, and right now, the Underground Sound Series is taking place. So this is the Love for the Local Locals series. You can see what the Valar Center looks like inside. It's so intimate. The acoustics are just unbelievable. And you can see the full lineup of artists on the bottom of the screen right now. There's still a few shows left in the underground sound, so make sure that you go online. You can go to valarpac.org to buy your tickets, and then that way you can just enjoy everything that's coming, and they keep adding more. That October 14th show, that's new to the lineup, and it looks like a ton of fun. The Star Series is for the kiddos to just get out there and maybe be introduced to the theater a little bit, but they bring in so many different fun acts for the kids. So if you have a kiddo at home, make sure that you check out that Star Series up at the Valar Performing Arts Center. Now let's make our way, I'm starting to run out of breath. Let's make our way over to Vail, as there are some great activities happening in Vail and Lion's Head this weekend. If you're looking for something to do while Oktoberfest is not quite done, we've had a few weekends of it in a row, and we're excited to continue to have Vail Oktoberfest take place. So you can make your way to Vail Village and enjoy some great Oktoberfest activities, whether you want to do it the bratwurst eating contest, the stein hoisting competition, or maybe you want to participate in some keg bowling. Our very own Mark Sassy is going to be over there emceeing this event, so it's going to be a ton of fun. And then in Lion's Head, there is a car show taking place on Saturday, which is going to be a lot of fun to just like enjoy, see everything that's happening. You can check that out. There's some great cars. And then continuing in Vail, you can enjoy the Vail Farmers Market. Now, this is one of my favorite activities to get over there and do, only because I love the fresh produce, I love the art that's there, and I really love the people and dog watching, because everyone brings their dogs and they're just so happy to be running around in Vail, soaking up that sunshine. It's going to be nice for the dogs now that there are some cooler temperatures starting to come our way, so make sure that you mark your calendars for everything taking place in Vail. Something that we always love to talk about is the nonprofits here, and there's a great nonprofit called the Veil Symposium, and what they do is they create this great local programming that maybe sparks interest of many different minds, or maybe it's something you haven't really heard about. Well, then you can kind of bring this to life and enjoy these activities. On Tuesday, they have a financial program, which is going to talk about the inflation rates and how it's expected to impact America. Then, of course, hot topics, man on the moon. Then there's purposeful living. Then there's speaking locally. So they have a lot of really good topics for everyone. They like to expand their horizons. They like to teach you. And if you're someone who likes to learn, well, then the Veil Symposium is 100% for you. Sometimes they do programs on geopolitics. Sometimes they do it on cryptocurrency. Sometimes they do it on comparing art and meditation and how your brain can get to that meditative state by connecting with a piece of art, and they bring in neuroscientists for it. What they do is amazing, and they always have the best speakers in the business for what they're getting up there to speak about. So you can check out everything that they have going on, and you can buy tickets to their fabulous events at vailsymposium.org. Now, the final thing that we want to talk about is something that you can do this morning. It starts at 10:30. It's going to be a ton of fun. You can still go online and buy your tickets. They're $25 a piece. Power of the Purse. Now, this entire event supports girls in Peru going to school and just helping them kind of form those very important skills to become an adult. And it's really fun. This is going to be a really fun event. I got to look at some of the purses beforehand, and there are some that you are going to want to get your hands on. I'm lucky enough that I will be there, but I will be on stage emceeing the event. So if you would like to come and spend your Saturday morning with me again after this, well, then you can meet me over at the Edwards Interfaith Chapel to enjoy what's happening with the Power of the Purse event. And this is a ton of fun. It's for a great cause, and they've got some great items. You can also go to their website to enjoy their online auction. Now, that's going to close at noon, but they've got some great things on there, like a trip to Bali, a trip to Mexico, the NASCAR driver experience. Like, I'm telling you, it's the best of the best right now, so make sure that you go online and you check that out. I think I'm out of breath. But the final thing that I would like to mention is tomorrow is Sunday, which means not only is the farmers market happening, but Hike, Wine, and Dine takes place tomorrow. This is such an incredible event here. It all supports Jack's Place up at the Shaw Cancer Center, and Jack's Place gives people a safe place to go through their cancer treatments, whether it's chemotherapy, whether it's radiation. Those take a toll on the body. This gives them a safe, clean place to be, and it's absolutely a ton of fun and just incredible to get up there and see. And then they do this walk with these big yellow ribbons to honor or remember or whatever it is to celebrate someone that you know or that they know who has had cancer, which I absolutely love. And we're about to see a picture of the ribbons. They're so beautiful. And so you can always check this out. If you missed it this year, mark your calendars. It comes back every year, and same with the power of the purses. That's just a small glimpse of what's going on here in our community. I am so out of breath. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we've got more of the show.
Good morning, Vail. Good morning, Vail.
Let's take a look at that local weather forecast for today. We are expecting to see those cooler temperatures first thing this morning, 48 degrees around 8 a.m. Now we are expecting a high of 71, 20% chance of precipitation, west-southwest winds at 5 to 15 miles an hour throughout the course of today. Now as we take a look at Vail by the hour, mostly sunny skies taking place first thing this morning. We are expecting that cloud coverage to roll in, and then that's going to clear out just a little bit as we approach this evening, which is going to bring us that beautiful sunshine that we're expecting tomorrow. As we take a look at that I-70 corridor, the temperatures down in Denver are nice and warm, 82 degrees in Denver, 10% chance of precipitation. Increased chances of precipitation up here in the high country, 71 in Vail, 74 in Avon, 20% chance of moisture. That's going to decrease out to the west of us, though down there in Eagle with a high of 75. Now as we take a look at Vail overnight tonight, temperatures cooling down, 40 degrees is our overnight low, 10% chance of precipitation, winds shifting directions just a little bit, only coming out of the west right now at 5 to 15 miles an hour as we expect them to overnight. Now as we take a look ahead into the next 5 days, we are expecting that beautiful sunshine to make its way out, which we all know and we all love, on Sunday, Monday, and then a little bit of cloud coverage rolling in on Tuesday, which is going to bring us that precipitation that we're expecting to see on Wednesday and Thursday. 60% chance of afternoon thunderstorms likely on Wednesday, decreasing to a 30% chance by Thursday. But if you look at those temperatures, they're ranging from the mid 70s and then they drop down into the 60s. So it is going to start to feel a little bit more like fall. Those overnight lows dropping down into the low 40s for the next couple of days. So temperatures are going to be nice and cool. It helps to sleep. It helps to cool down our rivers. And really, it helps with that fire danger that we've kind of been seeing a little bit of as we had that very warm high pressure system a couple weeks ago. It's nice to have that kind of disperse and bring us this low pressure system, bringing us this cooler temperatures, and then of course getting us excited for fall, which gets us excited for ski season. Now speaking of ski season, we want to thank Beaver Creek for bringing you this weather report this morning. If you're looking for a fun place to go skiing this winter, well then they're your place. But while we're still here and we're still enjoying these warmer temperatures and sunshine, it's important that you shift your ride, and there's a great way to do so. Here in Avon, Vail, you can enjoy the Shift bikes. So we're going to introduce you to the TV8 Visitors Bureau right now. Welcome to the TV8 Visitors Bureau. I'm one of your hosts, Maddie Evans. Now we've got a really cool new concept taking place here in the town of Avon, Eagleville, and Vail. And it's a great way to use as an alternative. Instead of driving your car, you can shift your ride to one of these incredible electric bikes behind me. Now this is a really cool rental system, and you can control it all right from the power of your hands, right from your cell phone by downloading the Shift Bike app. And then from there, you can get over there and enjoy the incredible amenities that these bikes have to offer. We're going to walk you through it, but in order to do it, you have to download the app. So Shift Bike is the app, and then you can use the coupon code Shift Your Ride for the first 30 minutes free. And we're going to walk you through the pricing and everything here and how you can get one of the bikes. Let's get started. Once you get into the app, you can see exactly which location you would like to pick up the bike, how many bikes are available, and then where you can deliver the bike to. So you can see starting in Avon, making your way through Eagleville, all the way to Vail Village, and then even down into East Vail. You can collect bikes, drop bikes off, and enjoy your ride on these nice electric bikes. Once you've scanned the QR code to get the bike unlocked, it's really important that you have safety first, so always make sure that you have your helmet with you. That way you can pop that on and you're nice and safe. Now, once you get the bike unlocked, it's super easy. You'll just take that lock right off the back. You'll see that you'll have this big, nice coiled cord, but there's a hook on the back for you to hook that to so that it is nice and out of your way while you are riding the bike. That way you're nice and safe and everyone around you is nice and safe so you don't tip over on the bike. And then once you've got that all all secured, you're all set to go. You can just kick that kickstand up and start enjoying your ride. Now remember that these are pedal assist and there are some rules to get the bike back to where you got it or to get it to your next destination. You can always use the app to see all of the great places where you can drop these off. Once you are done on your adventure on the Shift bikes, they're a ton of fun, and you can see that you can get going pretty fast on them, especially with that nice little pedal assist. You'll take the bike back, lock it back up in one of the great charging stations that they have available, and then once you're done locking it up, make sure that you take your app out and you end the ride, because it is going to make sure that that bike is in the correct spot for you to have ended your ride, and that way it will not continue to charge you. That has been this edition of the TV8 Visitors Bureau. We can't wait to bring you more great information, but make sure that you get out there and you use the Shift bike to shift your ride throughout the community.
Good morning, Vale. Good morning, Vale.
Welcome back to Good Morning Vale. Earlier on the show, I was telling you that we were going to introduce you to a very perfect forever friend, Clyde. He is to die for cute, and he has a sister named Bonnie, so you can go down to the Eagle County Animal Shelter and you can meet Bonnie and Clyde. They're both available for adoption, and Clyde was a little bit of a handful in the best way possible. He was just so excited to be loved and held and kissed on and hugged on, and you can see in this interview that he was really excited to be here on the Good Morning Vale set. So let's introduce you to Clyde. I told you that we were going to introduce you to a fur friend that maybe you needed to bring home, and if you need some good giggles, well then Clyde has got you covered, and we've got Rhiannon Rowe joining us from the Eagle County Animal Shelter with Clyde. Good morning, Rhiannon.
Good morning.
He is very vocal.
He's very excited.
He's very excited. He's so cute. How old is he?
He's around 3 months.
Oh, yeah, and you're just talking. You're just talking. Hi. Oh, hello. Yep. Oh, hello. Yep. This is what I live for in the morning. Oh my goodness, he is so cute. And where did you guys get him from?
He just came to us from Houston with his sister Bonnie, and so he's going to be going up for adoption today. And yeah, he's a good boy. We're learning how to walk on a leash, and obviously we're learning how to be on camera. So
we're learning how to relax maybe just a little bit, maybe not. He looks like he has some kind of black lab in him.
I think so, yeah. His sister is tricolor, so he's definitely a mix, but yeah, he's got those labby kind of qualities, and you know, he just wants to please everyone. He wants to play.
Oh, you're so close. You're so close. You got it. We got you. There you go. Oh man, he is so cute. And the best part about adopting a dog from you guys is they're gonna come up to date on all of their shots. They're gonna come spayed and neutered. Oh yes, and I'm just getting hit in the face. I'll take this. So,
yes, he's also microchipped too. So yeah, he's ready to go to his forever home.
Hi, you are so wild. Yes, you are. I kind of love it. I think Beatrice would really love this, you know? Yeah, thank you. Thank you. And so if people are interested in adopting him, what's the best way for them to do so?
Yeah, they can come by our shelter. We're open Tuesday through Saturday from 10 until 3. You can check him out on our website. We've got all the photos, information about him, plus all the other dogs and cats we have up for adoption. So yeah, come down and meet him, because obviously he's a lot of fun.
He is a lot of fun, and this would be great for a house with like little kids who are absolutely full of energy too, because then they'll all be tired.
Yes.
Everyone will be nice and worn out. And so let's talk about some of the other pets that you have. Although Clyde is so adorable and just a ton of fun to have around, you guys do have cats. You've got little dogs, you've got big dogs, and do you have a big influx? Have you guys just gotten a lot of puppies in recently?
We did, actually. So yeah, starting today and tomorrow, keep an eye on our website, because we do have a lot of new ones coming up for adoption. We have a lot of kittens that are coming up for adoption. So we are full house right now.
Which means that you can have so many forever friends. And look at this. How could you not want to bring this to your house? A small puppy filled with destruction.
Give him 20 minutes, he'll be passed out.
Yeah, I know, right? This is temporary. I love you, but you can't bite my face. I can lick my face, but biting is not my forte, okay? Thank you. He is so cute. And his little sister, is the sister a little bit more calm?
You know, they play and they play and they play, and then they definitely both just pass out. So
Like,
they have that
that's
same
it.
energy level, but they definitely, you know, will relax when they need to. I think he's just very excited today.
There's a lot happening, and he's chewing on his leash, and he's bucking, and he just like doesn't know what to do with himself.
No.
I get it. I would be this excited too if I were you. Hello. Yeah. Yeah. You're wild. You have so much energy. Yeah, I know. I know. We should just calm down a little bit. He's so cute. He was talking the entire time. He was out in the green room, just like making his presence known. He's gonna be such a big dog too. Look at the size of his paws.
Yeah, he's gonna be a big boy. He's gonna be a good mountain buddy. He's gonna be able to go out and hikes with you, and you know, go swimming and go to the dog park. So he's gonna be the ultimate Colorado dog.
The ultimate Colorado dog, and clearly because he came with a sister, he's gonna be good. You're gonna roll right off there. He's gonna be good with other dogs.
Oh yes, he has puppy playtime with all of his friends at the shelter every day, and so he definitely gets lots of interactions with other friends.
And then, of course, my favorite question: if people are not ready to open their home to a dog right now, he's ready. Then people can always come and volunteer with you guys and just get to spend some time with the great animals, whether it's the dogs or the cats, just to give them a little extra love. I know.
Yes, absolutely. All of our information to get started is on our website. It's eaglecounty.us. You can give us a call. We can kind of, you know, walk you through the first steps. But yeah, we always need volunteers to come and play with these knuckleheads. Yeah.
And bring some donations. And you guys just recently did an outreach to the community asking for some donations. And the drawback from it was amazing.
We have such a great community. We're so fortunate to be out here. I mean, it's just amazing.
He's so cute. Look at him just like jumping all over and getting, come here.
A jumping bean.
Yeah, you're just a wild little man, huh? It's hard to be a puppy. I can only imagine the life that you live. Oh, he's going to be so big. He's already so heavy. Now let's talk a little bit about the adoption process. If you are interested or someone is interested in bringing Clyde or Bonnie home, what's the process like if they're renting or if they own their own home?
Yeah, if you're renting, you know, just think about before you come in, talk to your landlord, let them know what you're thinking about doing. We do need to call your landlord before you take home a new pet. Or if you have your copy of your lease, you can bring that in as well. If you have any other pets in the home or you have a family, bring them to the shelter too. We want to make sure everybody meets the puppy or the kitten, and just that it's a good fit for everyone in the family.
Oh, there you go. Is that the nice spot? That's what got you nice and relaxed, is me scratching your ear. Now you're upside down. You're very cute. You're going to be a lot of fun for someone. I feel like he's going to be the perfect adventure dog where you can like ski with him, you can hike with him, you could paddleboard with him, you can do basically whatever.
I can't wait for him to see snow for the first time.
Oh my gosh, it's
Yeah.
always so cute when they get to see snow for the first time. I know. And he's available today, and so when does Bonnie go up for adoption?
She'll probably go home be ready tomorrow. She was spayed just yesterday. So, and their adoption fee is $150. So they are, they're going to be ready.
They're going to be ready. And then any updates on Mavis and her progress with her training? Because Mavis is a little deaf dog that we helped you guys. We brought her on, and then she found a home.
Yes.
And she was the cutest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, she's living the life, man. I mean, she goes camping, she goes hikes, she just does everything, and she's incredible the way that her owners have trained her, and she just fits right in with her family.
He reminds me of a gremlin if you feed them after midnight. You know?
Are you a gremlin?
Just like a little monster when he goes upside down and his ears get all nice and big. And so what are you guys anticipating for full growth for him?
Oh gosh, that's a tough question.
That is a tough
I would
question,
say
'cause look at these
definitely
Look at these
over
paws.
50, maybe 60 pounds.
Yeah.
But I've been wrong in the past, so don't take my word for it.
Well, I mean, it happened. And then you guys just had a little dog who had no teeth, who was 9 years old, who I almost brought home. Did he find a home?
Bam Bam did find a home, and he's living the life. So yeah, he's in and around the county. So maybe you'll see him.
Okay, good. Well, he didn't come to my home, so I'm a little bit sad about it, but I am happy that he found his forever
There'll
home.
be other toothless chihuahuas, I'm sure.
You call me first. You call me first, so that way it's not Gretchen who's like, do you want this dog? And I'm like, yeah, let's get that dog. Rhiannon, thank you so much for coming in. One more time, if people are interested in coming in and meeting Clyde himself, what's the best way for them to get in contact with you guys?
970-328-3647. Check out our website, or we're located in Eagle, right past the fairgrounds.
Clyde, come here. Let's give him one more glorious shot. Make sure that you check out the Eagle County Animal Shelter, and that way you can bring Clyde home as your forever friend, and you can have the most Literally the best love ever, because I can't even do this right now. Make sure that you go and you meet Clyde, because he's absolutely adorable. And check out the Eagle County Animal Shelter in case you want any other forever friends to come home with you. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we're going to take another look at that local weather forecast, so stay tuned.
Good morning, Vail. Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. We love Tracy Miller and we love the show Colorful Cooking here. You can catch it on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday after TV8's Good Morning Vail, where you can then learn some great recipes with our very own Tracy Miller. She does a great job, and she's going to take us through making some delicious salmon right now. And I know that this is one of my favorite meals, only because I don't eat any red meat or pork products, so salmon is how I get a lot of my wonderful proteins. And so let's take a look at one way you can prepare it.
Time to talk about salmon, anti-inflammatory foods. They help your body stay healthy. They fight against disease. Of course, fatty fishes are a perfect anti-inflammatory food, and salmon is one of the healthiest things that you can eat. So we're going to put a little bit of olive oil in our pan. People get nervous about cooking fish, but I'm going to tell you something. It's super easy. The key is buy a good piece of fish and don't overcook it. And season it. Remember, we're talking about zucchini fritters again. We're talking about how you have to season things nicely. Like, look at how much seasoning I'm gonna put on this. I'm going to definitely cover it with a lot of salt and pepper. And I'm also going to get like all these little pieces right here. Like, don't forget about that. Whenever I'm grilling steak or something like that, I make sure I get all the edges. The skin is still on it, so what we're gonna do right now is put this flesh side down in the pan. Wait. My pan needs to be a little hotter, so I'm just gonna make sure my olive oil is all in there. I wanna hear a sizzle when I put it in the pan. And look at that though, that's a nice piece of fish. Now what they say when you are looking for fish, when you're buying it, you wanna find a piece of fish that doesn't smell like fish. So if you walk up and you're like, ew, that stinks, don't buy it. You also wanna make sure it has a nice flesh. Like, see how that's really firm? That's what you want. Okay, we've got a little bit of a warmer pan here, so I'm gonna put that fish right down like that, skin side up. We will flip it over. It will not take very long. I put a cold piece of fish in a warm pan, so I'm going to turn the pan up just a little tiny bit. We are going to make an orange avocado blueberry salsa to go on top of the salmon. So see how I'm just pulling that off? It could ripen up another day, but we're using it today. So this is how you do it. You cut around the pit, the seed in the middle, and then you cut like this. This is the perfect way to peel an avocado, and this is how you get most of the nutritional value. You peel it like a banana, right? How many times have you tried to scoop it out with a spoon and it just hasn't worked out? This is how you do that. You peel this like a banana, and then we have a nice avocado. So, and look, I like the firmness of this. If I was making avocado toast, I would be disappointed that it was that firm, but since we're putting it in a salsa, I like it. Okay, so we're just cutting those up into nice little pieces, the kind of the same size as the blueberries. So I'm gonna get those in my bowl for salsa. The fish is cooking up nicely. I can hear it kind of sizzling, which is what you want. I'm gonna put a bunch of just whole blueberries. And like I said, blueberries are so good right now and so good for you. So we're gonna put equal amounts of blueberries and avocado in there. I'm gonna put a little bit of salt and pepper, because I love my salt and pepper. Gotta have it on everything. I really like spice, so we are putting some jalapeno in there. We'll mince this up really small. Depending on how spicy you want it, take the seeds out if you don't want it that spicy. Keep the seeds in if you do want it spicy. A lot of people claim that if you roast your jalapeno first, then it's going to be even more spicy. And you know what? I kind of believe it because I really like to roast those. Okay, that's too much. We're going to do about 1 part. So 2 parts blueberries, 2 parts avocado, 1 part zucchini. And of course, we'll have the real recipe because nobody likes it when I tell them parts. And then we're going to add some orange. Orange and salmon go so nicely together. I'm going to put a little bit of the orange juice right in there because why waste that delicious juice? And then I'm going to segment this orange. So when you segment an orange, you just do a lock of this, get everything out of there. This is a good orange. I'm kind of surprised though, because oranges are usually a winter time fruit, but this one is juicy and delicious and smells really good. Okay, and then we're gonna segment it like that. So we're gonna do that all the way around just to keep the membrane out. This is a delicate way to enjoy an orange. All right, moving on over here. Gotta get the orange off my hands. If you're flipping your fish or your steak or anything that you're cooking in your pan or on your grill and it doesn't want to flip, it's like stuck a little, give it another minute. You want all those juices. Oh, this one's ready. See that? There we go. And it's starting to cook. I can see that it's still pretty firm. We're going to cook it skin side down now because that is going to make the skin cook and then it'll easily come off. All right, so we've got some orange in there and some jalapeno, some blueberries, starting to get a little messy over here, some blueberries and some avocado. Now I'm going to put a little mint in there. This is actually the only plant that I grow. All right, so we'll put a little mint in there. We've got a little bit of the juice from the orange in there. And now I'm going to add a little more salt and pepper. I know I added some before, but I'm adding a little more. And then I'm going to add a slight, just a tiny bit of rice wine vinegar, just to give it that acidic flavor, taking it off the heat, skin side down. Now that's a sockeye salmon. So there's different kinds of salmon. So you get king salmon, sockeye salmon, coho, and pink. Most of the time we get sockeye. Sockeye is a delicious fish as well, and it's red. It's from the Copper River in Alaska, and that river is like 300 miles long, and these fish have to swim upstream forever. So they're big, they're meaty, they're delicious, and they're really healthy for you, high in omega-3s and good food for anti-inflammatory eating. And then there's coho, and coho you can find as well, and that's kind of like sockeye coho is just a little bit below that, but it's still very delicious. Okay, there we go. We have our salmon. See, this is how I do it. I like just kind of touch it. See how it's firm like that? That means it's nice and done. Sockeye salmon with anti-inflammatory salsa on it. Go out there, cook, eat healthy, and enjoy yourself. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning, Vale. Good morning, Vale.
Let's take one final look at this local weather forecast for the Saturday edition of Good Morning Vale. We are expecting to see a little bit of cloud coverage roll in later this afternoon, but mostly sunny skies. 48 degrees around 8 a.m., high of 71, 20% chance of moisture, and that's going to happen later into the afternoon as those clouds start to roll in. Now we are expecting west-southwest winds at 5 to 15 miles an hour, so that slight breeze might make it feel a little bit chillier out there than it actually is. Now as we take a look at Vail by the hour, you can see mostly sunny skies first thing this morning, cloud coverage rolling in throughout the course of the afternoon, and that's when we're going to see that real chance of precipitation, but then we are expecting clear skies overnight tonight. As we take a look at that I-70 corridor, the temperatures down in Denver are definitely nice and warm still, 82 degrees, 10% chance of precipitation. That's going to increase as we make our way up into the mountains just a little bit. 71 in Vail, 74 in Avon, 20% chances of precipitation here, 75 out to the west of us in Eagle, and that's going to dissipate down to a 10% chance of moisture in Eagle. Now as we take a look at Vail overnight tonight, 40 degrees is our overnight low. We are expecting a little bit of cloud coverage, but 10% chance of precipitation. And so when I said those clouds are going to dissipate, they're just not going to be as heavy as they were throughout the course of today. We are expecting that sun to set just a little bit earlier. 7:13 is when that's going down. Wind shifting directions just coming out of the west overnight tonight. As we take a look ahead though into the next 5 days, we are expecting increased chances of precipitation in later into the week, but not in the next couple of days. Mostly sunny skies tomorrow, continuing into Monday. We will see a little bit of cloud coverage roll in on Tuesday and then increased chances of afternoon showers on Wednesday. We want to thank Sun and Ski Sports for bringing you this weather report this morning. If you're looking for a great place to go shopping, right here in the heart of Avon, they've got everything you need, whether it's back to school shopping, whether it's getting ready for ski season, or whether it's just catching some of those great summer deals. We want to thank you so much for tuning in to TV8's Good Morning Vail for this Saturday edition competition. We hope to see you out at some of the fun events, as we've got some of our very own staff members that are going to be out and about running around and also emceeing some great events. You'll see Mark Sassy over at Oktoberfest. You'll see me over at Power of the Purses. If you see us, come say hi. We love to see you guys, and we cannot wait to see you tomorrow. Make sure that you tune in from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. We will be here to spend your Sunday morning with you. Get out there and have a great Saturday, everyone.
Good morning, Vail. See what lies in store for you. There's so many things to see and do. Summer